Buongiorno. Let's start by reviewing yesterday's problem. I prepare one exercise for the tomorrow competition from this program, and related to this program. So remember this. We for the program of hollow cylinder, we have this solution. Okay, very simple solution. And for this stress concentration of circular hole, we have this solution, and stress concentration factor is 3 here, but you must not forget that stress at here is compression, minus sigma 0. So by combination of these two simple number, we can use this solution extendedly to various problems. Today's first topic is stress concentration problem of elliptic curve. The detail of this problem is written in the English version of the text, my text. You have this in English in the first part of this textbook. But we shall come back to this English version after learning this problem and the graph problem. Okay? This is a very important program because it is different from circular hole, that we can change arbitrarily the combination of the major axis A and minor axis B. And in the limiting case, if the B equals 0, this elliptical hole becomes flux. And the solution of this problem is very complicated. Usually, this problem is solved by using a complex stress function, and expressed by the elliptic coordinate using exponential, and very difficult to, not so convenient for the application of researcher who mostly interested in the experiment. And here I give this solution in terms of the Cartesian coordinate. So you cannot find this expression in other textbook. See here, sigma y is stress distribution on x-axis. Okay, on x-axis from point A to this direction. So sigma y, and C in this equation is it can be expressed in this form, and C is focus point of the elliptical hole, and square root A square minus B squared. So you can easily calculate the stress distribution ahead of the elliptical hole. And we are interested in to find the maximum stress here at stress concentration factor at point A and in this direction. Okay, and also we are interested in the value of stress here in sigma x at point B. And look at this solution. If we put x A. At point A, x coordinate is A, and we we put this A here and calculates, and sigma y become these values. So the stress concentration factor is 1 plus 2 over B. Okay? In case of circular hole, A equal to B, so we have 3 for circular hole. But this is the expression for elliptical hole. And this term is very often expressed by in this form. This is square root T over rho. T is so-called notch depth. In case of elliptical hole, this T is A, and rho means the curvature of at the end of the major axis, this radius of this curvature. So rho is given by B square over A. So this expression is very useful to approximate to obtain the approximately the stress concentration factor for this kind of hole. This is not the elliptical hole, or this kind of notch. We call this is a V notch. And before we discussing this problem, let us look at the stress at the point B. Here, this point, and in this case, x, no expression in this pages. You can see that this value is given in the English textbook, text of the English version. Anyway, if we check the stress sigma x at point B, this value is minus sigma 0. It's surprising because in case of circular hole, we had minus sigma 0. So regardless of the value of A and B, the sigma x, sigma in this direction, is always minus sigma 0. So remember this. This is very important. Now this is a complete solution for elliptical hole. Now we think about the application of this solution. This is very useful to obtain the approximate stress concentration factor for this kind of hole or V notch. And this we put the imaginary elliptical hole inside this hole, but it is very important to adjust the radius at here with the real hole or real V notch, and to adjust this major axis and notch depth. And approximately we can obtain the stress concentration factor by using this equation. And this is very accurate. If you check this by numerical analysis by such as the finite element method, you will find that this is only the third digit is different, almost exact value. So without using the computer, you can estimate very quickly the stress concentration factor of this kind of ball and this kind of V notch. Let's let's try with some exercise. Suppose A equal to B, okay? And remote stress sigma x is sigma 0. Sigma y to sigma 0, tau x y 0. What is the maximum stress? Raise your hand if you find the solution. It means remote, we have a remote stress like this. Probably we have a maximum stress of point A here. Does someone find the solution? I think the first person who can give a correct answer, maybe my colleague today bring with Japanese gift, Japanese fan. Maybe I give one fan. You, okay? Raise your hand. Who want to be the first person to answer this question?
Maybe 9.
9? You agree this? Okay? How did you calculate this? How did you calculate?
With KT is equal 5.
Yes, 1 plus
7.
2 times 2b and b, and let me see, it's sigma y, okay? Sigma y,
Yes.
yes,
Minus sigma z.
yes, minus sigma x, which means this is a 5 times 2 sigma 0 minus sigma 0, so 9 sigma 0. Yes, right. Okay. So you get some gift from my colleague. センスを一つ出してください。Okay. Okay. 一本ください。彼にやってください、一本。センスを。彼にセンスを一本彼にやってください。はい。Okay. Another exercise. Here you have 2 holes, okay? Almost contact. That means here you may assume this is already broken, okay? Already broken, this. And this is 2 circular holes. And here we have sigma 0, okay? Remote ancestors in y direction. And in this case, what is maximum force?何本ありますかね。あ、もう一本。はいはいはい。いらないいらない。Have you got answer?
We can split the 2 holes like 1 and 6.
And then, what is the answer?
5.
Why? Sigma? Why? Why?
The major axis. The major axis is 2a. The minor is a.
No.
The arc axis. The two arc axes are 2A and A.
So you have this value.
One plus 2 1 plus 2 multiplied by square root.
Yes, this is correct answer. You know we have to. It is, you know, this minus b is not defined in this space. Probably imaginary edge is like this, but we don't know this. But we know the radius, okay? Rho equals a, and this t equals 2a. So if we put this value to 2a and a, this solution is like this, okay? So this is 1.11, so the solution is approximately 3.83 sigmas. There is a paper published many years ago which solved this problem by bipolar coordinate stress function. And this estimation agree with up to the 3 digits. So without using bipolar complex stress functions. Okay? Here we see this kind of case in real structure and component. A small cavity or hole is almost in touch with the free surface. This is a free surface. This is because when we have this kind of cavity, this part is easily filled. And actually, it's become almost like this. And in this case, what is the maximum stress? Here.
It's the same as before.
The same?
Yeah.
Yes. This value.
Yeah.
Yes, right, you are right. Because this can be approximated with this. We call this equivalent ellipse. Concept of equivalent ellipse. The concept of equivalent ellipse. So, okay. So the next one is a little bit tricky problem. I can find this exact solution in the paper published in the past, but I think you can find the appropriate solution of this case. We have two holes, but the size is different, and in contact with each other. And we have a remote tensor in x direction. The point A, the point B, and what is first at point A and also point B. Someone have a good idea? Do you have a good idea?
Axis as the sum of A1 plus A2 divided by 2.
This?
Yes. T is A1 plus.
Ah, yes. T equals. Yes.
And then I've used the two different radius of the curvature in the two points.
Oh, you're right. So, at point A, this is the first answer. excellent, because this is a very difficult problem, and you cannot find any solution in the past in the journal, published in many papers published in journal and textbook. This is very different problems, and but you can find very accurate stress concentration factor by this method. Here, when we want to find the stress at this point, we imagine this equivalent ellipse, okay? And we ignore this point in this case. Just we pay attention to this point, but we have to make the notch depth is the same as this defect. And then when we estimate the stress at this point, we pay attention to this radius, and we imagine the equivalent ellipse like this. Yeah, and so this is very accurate estimation of stress. You will see this problem in the page 12 of the text of the English version, page 12. And if you look at the figure 1.22, you can find the analytical solution here. When the pole are in touch with the free surface, look at alpha A prime, and the abscissa, value of abscissa is 1.0, so that in the just ordinate vertical axis, alpha prime, the value of alpha prime. This is a curve, the author of this paper. So this is 3, 4. But author of this paper just calculated is until over here, okay? Because in using the stress function, we cannot calculate the limiting case, because this circle must be cannot be touched with this free surface in analytical equations. But in our case, this problem is rather easier, and so the limiting value here is 3.83. So as we estimated, if you extrapolate this curve to this vertical axis, you can estimate this is approaching 3.83. Okay. So in this way, we can find many practical problem using these basic solutions. And this is the problem related to this elliptical hole and elliptical notch. In the previous picture, I told you that solution to this hold and also the knots. Why we can apply this equation? We can, maybe you can understand that this can be applied to the hole, but this is not hole. Why we can apply this solution to a notch? Yeah, this is the hole, this is the notch. Maybe half of this figure is the same as that, but this it cannot be the logical reason by which we can apply this solution. We have to confirm that these two problems are very similar to each other in mechanics, okay? From a mechanical viewpoints. And so let's consider this problem. So we compare these two states, elliptical hole and elliptical notch. In this program, what is same or equivalent, and what is different in these two programs? These programs are completely the same. What is the difference?
It modified the curvature T.
Yeah. I don't understand your point.
Modify the curvature on the tip and the second plane due to the
Equivalent, but
no. Modify the curvature of the tip of the second plane.
depth, you mean? Yes, this is the same, okay? But from the viewpoint of mechanics,
We have different boundary condition at the middle plane. In one case, we have constant, in the other case, it's free surface.
yes, boundary condition is different. Yes. Good point, okay? We you say that is the condition of this and this part. Different. How different?
About displacement and rotation.
Displacement.
One has symmetrical boundary condition and the other one is no boundary condition. One has the symmetrical boundary condition and the other one is free surface and no boundary condition.
Not symmetrical.
This one, no. The other one.
Yes.
Because on the left, you have a convection straight on the top of the
Here.
Here
We have minus sigma 0.
on the right, you cannot have it because they are
This is sigma x equals 0. This is a very important point. Okay, this is the difference of boundary condition. Okay, boundary condition, and This is 1 point. Okay? In here we have a compressive stress, and this is 0. And there are, but this is the difference. Okay? Difference. But we have very important similarity of the boundary condition of this boundary and this boundary. What it is? Tau equals 0. Why tau equals 0?
In the first case, because y-axis is an axis of symmetry, and in the second case, because it is a field.
Yes. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, we did exercise to find, to say why the tau axis is 0. So we put the small cross here, and this 90-degree angle does not change. So this is tau xy equals 0. Okay? This is the free surface, and tau xy equals 0. This is a very important condition in these two problems, because if we have shear stress in this boundary, in this acting in this way, it will absolutely influence the tension, tensile stress here if we have this, but no shear stress, no shear stress. And the difference is only this part, probably the compression and probably tension like this. Here. No, this is free. In this case, compression and tension along the y-axis. But this is the stress in this direction. If we make this stress free, this problem becomes this problem. To release this stress. But this is not y-axis, this axis. If suppose we release this stress, and this releasing process will not influence the stress too much at this point, because we are adding force to cancel this compressive stress. Maybe we have to give the tensile stress here and compressive stress here, and then wait how much that this cancellation process influence this. It should be very small. And so this is the reason the stress concentration factor of this point almost the same. And there are very famous paper published in 1936. Maunsell published a paper of semicircular hole. This is semicircular hole. This. I can write it this way. Do you know that this stress concentration factor of this semicircular hole, semicircular notch tension? This is the value is 3.063. So this is the effort to cancel the stress at the verticals and here. So only 2%. So maybe you may ignore this. And if I enter this data, in case of crack, this is the circular hole. And this, if we make the value of P to 0, this become crack. What is the difference of the stress intensity in the infinite plate or edge crack? It's only 12%, 1.12. You may know that is. So this difference of stress intensity factor come from this kind of reading. Okay? And this is, all these problem is stress concentration in infinite plate or semi-infinite plate. The next problem in the history of the mechanics, many engineers challenged the next problem. This is a circular hole in a plate, finite width plate. And this is solved. This was solved by Howland. Look at this. Howland used calculator of this kind. Okay, have you seen this kind of calculator? Anyone have used this calculator? When I was a student, I used this. I used to this like this. Okay, from morning to the evening. Okay, and Howland calculated this value until to this. This 3 is for the value of stress concentration factor at this point for infinite plate. And this KT decrease with this size of hole approaching the width. But it's very strange. You may think that the KT decrease, the KT should increase. But this, you must be careful that the definition of KT is a maximum stress divided by the nominal stress, average stress of this part, not this value. I know the very famous mistake done by the Japanese engineer, famous industry, a famous company. Engineer made a mistake to estimating KT. He used this value, this is okay, but he thought the basic stress was this one. That's a mistake. The basic value for this KT is the average value of this part, very large. So this is the nominal stress is W minus A W sigma. Okay, and KT is sigma maximum divided by the nominal average stress. So K maximum for KT times sigma equal KT sigma W minus W. So you must add this term to this KT. Okay, so the stress concentration is, for example, is a 2.5. It's not 2.5 times of sigma. It's 2.5 times this average value of this section. You must be very careful. And so the actual maximum stress go up to the increase as the diameter of circular hole increase. Okay. Anyway, this is manually calculated by Howland calculated this using a manual digital calculator, and it is used stress function of circular hole in the infinite plate, and increasing A, it became very difficult to satisfy the boundary condition of this straight edge and circular hole. So he gave up to calculate over 0.5 of the value of A over W. So he stopped here. I think it's 90, but 90, I don't remember the age, but it's, and then what happened is some 2 or 3 papers published, and these value, this is a 2.1, but these values should go down to 1.0, because when this leads, this part become very this is an interesting program. In the limiting case, circular hole like this, okay? A, and this is H, and A over W approach 1.0. And what happens? Okay, this becomes almost straight. And first, almost all people thought that 1 point, this is the 0, and this is the 3.0, and this is the 2.0, this KT, and no. This is 2.5, 2.0, and this is 1.0. And 2 or 3 papers published in the very famous journal. And Howland calculated until 0.5 of A over W, and stopped his calculation over here. And after that, the paper published in later after this Howland work, 2 papers showed this go down to 1.0. And one paper is based on the photoelasticity experiment. You know that? And showed this kind of point. But this is completely wrong. Completely wrong. All these values must reach 2.0. Even if this part looks very straight. You may think it's very strange, but this is absolutely correct. And in case of elliptical hole, this case, you know the stress concentration factor in the infinite plate, like this. We calculated in case of A over B equal 2, okay, A over B equal 2, it's a stress concentration factor is pi. And in all cases, these ellipses approach to this edge, all values, go down to this, and here, the former professor in my section calculated using a supercomputer, okay, and reached up to the 0.95, very close to the edge, but he couldn't reach the 1.0. But with computer we cannot reach the limiting case. We can approach this 1.0, but we cannot do this. So he stopped with this, and then still he suspected that we may reach 1.0, okay, here or 2.0. And then after that, I calculate by hand. Okay, exact value is 2.0 in all cases, and you can do this by using the strength of materials, not elasticity, not by using a computer. Okay? You're not guessing this should be 1.0 means the stress distribution become the uniform by tension. But it does not become like this. Stress distribution becomes like a linear, and so the mean stress is a half of this sigma maximum, and so the Kt equal 2. And you can verify by strength of material. You know, the increasing radius of circle and approaching this edge. And if you find the complete solution, send it to me by email, and I will give you a very special gift. Okay? My email address is this. Why is my initial first name? Why Mura @ make kyushu-u.ac.jp? Okay? This is a little bit difficult problem, but you can solve this by strength of materials, not by elasticity. Okay. So this is stress concentration factor in finite width plate here. This is very practically very important. I think if you can use this kind of value, don't use the finite element method. It takes time. You know, you need the money, and you know the time is equivalent to money of a company. So this is very important. Sometimes the finite element analysis is useful to explain the result to the customers. Okay? Customers may be convinced with this beautiful color. Yes. But before doing this, I think it's better to check the value by this kind of calculation. Next is Kraft program. Do you have any question about the stress concentration of electrical Hall? Okay. This is the Kraft program. And when you read the textbook of fracture mechanics, usually it's very directly concept of stress intensity factor is introduced by using solution given by the complex function, and in such case, I remember my experience when I was a student. You know, it's given by a complex stress function, but still a little bit not well satisfied. So if you come back to the this solution, you can confirm the solution for Prague. This is the solution for elliptical hole. Okay? So in case of Prague, we put B equals 0. B equals 0 means C equals A, C equals A, C equals A, and let me see, this is a 0, 0, and so this term becomes 0. Also let me see, no. 0, let me see, 1 minus 1, and this is B equals 0, this is 0, okay? This term is 0. And this term also the 0. So only this term is remained, so the 0. So C square plus 1, C square minus 1, C square plus 1 over C square minus 1. And this is a simple expression because this is C is A. So we obtain the solution for Prague. Okay. So in this way, you can confirm that this is a Prague solution. And we replace by the Cartesian coordinate x, and you obtain this. This is exact solution. Exact solution along x-axis and sigma y on x-axis from here. So putting x is infinity is in a remote distance. X is infinity and infinity. So the Prague should approach sigma 0, the remote stress. But when we discuss that the stress distribution at Prague tip here, we put the x equal a plus epsilon here. A plus epsilon we put. So this is still the exact solution. But ignoring the second order term here and this first order here, we have this equation. This is singularity, typical square root R singularity of Prague. So this is the approximate solution at Prague tip. So this because in this case increasing epsilon, this becomes 0. But this is not the exact solution. It just is applicable for the just in the neighborhood Prague tip. Okay. Anyway, this sigma 0 square root A is a very important factor, and putting pi here inside the square root, we call this stress intense factor. Here, I probably already you studied the concept of fracture mechanics and the validity of the stress intense factor, so I skipped this application. But we have always plastic zone yielding at the Prague tip, but in case of stress intense factor for these two cracks are equal, this small scale yielding behavior will be very similar. This is a basis of the justification of the application stress intense factor for fracture mechanics. And we have mode 1 opening mode and the shear mode, tearing mode. And okay. This is the equation for the stress distribution ahead of crack, near crack tip, and displacement in opening mode. The shear mode 2, we have this equation, and mode 3 this. And in my lecture, later I treat the combination of mode 1 and mode 2. You see it here, the stress distribution stress is proportional to the inverse of square root r, distance, small distance. And this is the stress intensity factor, and this is theta is angle taken from the x-axis to r-axis here. This is expressed here, expressed by polar coordinate, but this stress components are expressed in the Cartesian coordinate. Here we have sigma y and sigma x, tau xy. Okay, at r and theta point in r polar coordinate. Stress is given in the xy. In this stress are expressed in xy coordinate, but in this equation, coordinate is r theta coordinate. So, if we want to know the stress in polar coordinate, sigma theta, sigma r, or tau r theta, just what we have to do is just only to do the stress transformation. We studied the day before yesterday. Just it is not difficult to make a transformation from this axis to this axis, and this transformation is we are sometimes requested to predict the crack direction of crack growth, direction of fracture. Okay. Now okay. Shall we have a break? Okay. How much? How much? 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Okay.